Hello everybody. Alright, we're back with day 3 of our Hexcells Infinite, and we are going to play the level 3 here, and we're going to play for a little while, and we're going to see how far we get in a certain amount of time, and then we'll cut it off probably before we finish this whole section here. So let's move on to 3.1, and I'm pretty sure it's going to allow us to put all the different things that we've learned in lesson 1 and lesson 2 all together. Maybe a little harder puzzles with some logically filled out puzzles. Okay, so here's 3.1, and this one's large, so that's good. It gives us lots of places that we can put stuff. We'll start over here like we normally do, and we're going to just work our way around. So 6, these would be guesses. 2, that would be guesses. Guesses. This 3 is also guesses. All of these around here. This 4 is not only just these 4, but it's also these 4 way down here. So those are guesses. This 2, we don't know. That would be a guess. This 4 would also be a guess. This 2 goes all the way down here. This 2 goes the other way. This 2 is not consecutive. This 2 be a guess as well. And a guess as well. Guess as well. And 5 out of these 8 are going to be guesses. Okay, so now we have to go back to the beginning and kind of take a look at what this is telling us. So I'm pretty sure we're going to have to start up here. These are complete guesses, and these ones over here are complete guesses as well. There's no limitation for this 3. There's not a bracket around it or a minus sign on either side. So let's start with this 4. So this 4 out of these 9 have to be turned on, and if this one here where one of these 2 were on, one of these 2 has to be on, because if both of these were off, this 2, this wouldn't be true. So, and the same with this one. One of these has to be on for that to be true. Okay, so that's a little bit of a hint for each one of these. But other than that, knowing that one of these is on, that could leave 3 out of these last 7 to be on. And that's a pretty far stretch. And this one, this one is on. And we'd have to look at these. So out of these 7, 1 would have to be on. Okay. So that would mean that if one of these is on, one of these has to be on to satisfy this 2. And the same over here. If one of these is on, then one of these is on, because they cannot be consecutive. So that means this 4, one of these and one of these is on. So that means these 2 have to be on. So this one has to be on, and this one has to be on, because one of these is the other one, and one of these is the 4th one. Alright, so that is a little bit of a hint. Now let's go down to this 2 and see if we can figure something out with this guy. Either one of these. So we'll try this one first. So one of these is on. If this one is on, then all of these would be off. If this one was on, this one would be off, and this one would be off, because there cannot be more than 2 in this row here. And again, just because these cross here does not mean that this is going to be a slam dunk place for this one to go. Alright, so if this one is off, then that would mean this one would have to be on and this one would have to be on, because there would be a space in between them. So if this one is on, this one would have to be on. If this one is on, this one would have to be on. Okay? And when I say on, I mean blue. So that's still a guess. So, but if it's here, here, here. So that would be the 2. So it's either going to be here and here, or here and here. So that means all 4 of these are black. So we're going to come back to these. That was a good hint. So this one and this one are going to be on, or this one and this one. There's no other choice. It can't be this one and this one, because then that would make this 2 here not true. So it's here and here, or here and here. So that means this second one for this 2 has to be one of these 2, so these 4 are going to be black. Alright, now we can fill some stuff up. So these 2 are going to be on, 1, 2. This one is going to be off. This one has to be on. And this one has to be on. Going down to this 2 here, these 2 are going to be black. This means that there's going to be a non-consecutive, so this is going to be black. This one also means it's non-consecutive. This one's going to be black. And let's see. Okay, so hang on. We're going to turn this guy off, and we're going to turn this guy off. With this 4, any of these could be on. With this 2 that's non-consecutive, there's the first one that's not consecutive. It's already got some black around it, so it has to be one of these 2, which we already know, and this one has to be one of these 2. So basically for these 2 2s, it's either going to be this one and this one, or they're going to share this one here. If this one is on, this one is on, and then these 2 would be black. So let's move over here. So we have a 4, no good. We have a 1 here, so all of these are black. We already have the 1. This one, this 3 here, so let's turn this 1 off. This 3 here are these 3. 1, 2, 3. One of these 2 has to be on or blue because of this 3. So that means one of these is the blue one. They both can't be blue, so this one has to be the other blue one for this 2. So this has to be blue. Going back up here, we have a 2 that's spaced apart, non-consecutive, so this will be black. And this 2 says that this one can't be consecutive, so this one has to be black. That 2, there's your 2, this one has to be black. This 2 here says that these 2 are going to be turned on. This one will be turned off to black, and this one will be blue. We have a dog in the house. Okay, buddy. How you doing? Yeah. You're ruining my stream, but you're cute as anything. Okay. Alright, this 3 here, these 3 are on, so this has to be a blue. So now this 5 is only going to be these 3. This one's going to be black because of this 3 here. We've already got 3 there. This 4, let's see if we got 4. Nope. Alright, let's take a look at this 4. I just saw an idea here. So this 4, 1, 2, 3, so 3 of these are already on, so that means only one of these is going to be on. So that would mean that this 2, one of the two is, like if this one is on, it cannot be this one. So they cannot be on the same side, or it would be consecutive. It would be a bracket. It's not a bracket, it's the minus signs. So one has to be on this side, the other one has to be on this side. So that would mean this would satisfy this 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 would be one of these two. So this one has to be black, and this one has to be black. On the other side, we're going to go down here. So 1, 2, 3. So 2 of these. So we already know that one of these two is going to be on, and one of these is going to be on. So that makes 5, and that would be a guess. We can't figure out which one it would be. So it's either this one and this one, or this one and this one. And either way, this 1 would have, let's see if it's this one. Oh, I guess it could be this one here. Yeah, so it could be the 2 outside ones, and that would make my plan not good. Alright, so we're going to move on. I don't know if we've run into these question marks before, and the question mark just means they're not going to tell you what number goes here. They're not going to give you a hint to, if this is a 1, if this is a blue, then this would be a 1, or it could be a 0. But they're not going to give it to you easily. Okay, let's take a gander at this. One of these two has to be on. Oh, let's go back up here and do the same thing as we did over here. Maybe we can come up with some easy ones over here. So we already determined that one of these has to be on, and one of these has to be on. And if it's this one has to be on. And if it's this one has to be on. So these two are blue, or these two are blue. Which would mean that 2 is either going to be here or here. And that would satisfy that too. So all of these are black, just like we had before. Let's see if we can pull something over here. One of these two and one of these two. So we don't know which one is going to go this way or which one is going to go this way. So we're going to wait. This 4 we already know, we can't figure out. These ones, let's start over here. This one of these two. This one of these two. This one of these two. And this one of these two. So we can't guess, so we're not going to. So those are going to be done at a later date. This 2 here, it could be these two. Could be these. Oh, no, it has to be opposite. So it's these two or these two. If it's these two, this one will be off. This one will be off. This one will be on. This one will be off. So let's count with the 5. We can only have 2 here. So if it's here and here, off, off, this one would be on, so that's 4. This would be off because of this one would be on. So on, off, off, this would have to be on. But if it's this way, on, this would have to be on, blue. That would be 4. This one would be off, that's still 4. Off is 4, and on is 5. So is this one on regardless of which way we go? So if these two, off, on, off. Okay, yeah, this one is going to switch back and forth. Okay, but this 2 says it could be these two, and if that's the case, then all the rest of these would be off. And then we could finish this. This would be on, off, on, or off. Nope, that would have to be on, and then that one would be black. If these two are on, then it could be any of these. This one would be off. Wow, this is a pretty tough puzzle for being a simple one. Alright, so let's turn these off. Whoops, almost misclicked. So we can't do anything with this 5. We can't do anything with this 4 yet. Start over here again. Here's 6. 1, 2, 3. Oh, here we go. Okay, we got it. So here's 6. These are all going to be blue. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That blue is taken care of, and now we have some breathing room down here. And we already said this one has to be black, so it's these two. So this one has to be blue. These two are going to be black, and this one is going to be blue. Oh shoot, misclicked. I actually made a mistake on that. That wasn't a misclick. So we have one mistake, and it's our first mistake in 3 since the very first one. So this is going to be black, and this one's going to be blue. Now this one, it's going to be black here. This one, these two are going to be black. And let's see what we have here. So we can't figure this out yet. And we can't figure this one out yet. So where can we go? Let's see. Okay, so we already know that one of these has to be blue. And we already have our second blue right here. So these are all black coming down this way. We have some freebies here, so we can grab those in a second. This 2 means, the brackets around the 2 means they're consecutive. So this one and this one are going to be blue. This one's going to be black. This one's going to be blue. Alrighty. So here's our 2. This one's going to be black. And that 2 is satisfied with this. Okay, so that's good. This is gone. And then over here, this one's gone, and this one is gone. The 6 is gone as well. So this 2 right here, these 2 will be black because we already have our 2 blues for that one. We're going to do the freebies, so all the zeros are going to be surrounded by black. This 2 will be on. This one's black. This one's blue. This, okay, let's see. So coming down this way, we only have one turned on, so this one has to be blue. This one has to be black because of this 3. Now this one has to be blue, black, and blue. So now we got this blue, or that row, and that row. Okay, moving along. So we have a bunch of question marks here. So this puzzle is going to, this puzzle here is going to be solved not by these question marks here, but by, this is going to be off. And we already know one of these 2 is going to be blue. So if it's this one, it's this one. If it's this one, it's this one. So that would be 2 of the 5. So these 2 are going to be 2 of the 5. And then these are going to be the other 3. So that's why it's, you can't get to this 3 by coming down this road. You can't come at it this way. Can't come at it from the south, and you can't come at it this way. So we know that this 2 of these 5 that are here, this 2, these are going to be blue and black, and this 3, there's going to be 3 blue and black here, so everything else is going to be black. So black, 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 and this one's going to be black as well. So this one says there's 2 in a row. So here's a blue one. This 2 cannot be consecutive, so these 2 have to be black. This has to be blue. And now we're here. So here's a freebie. So that's black. This one says 2, so these 2 have to be blue. There's our 1 already there, so this one's going to be black. There's our 1 here. This one's going to be blue. That satisfies that too. We have a 0 remaining, so this has to be black. Alright, we had 1 mistake. That stunk. Alright, moving on to puzzle number 2. Lots of rows and a few diagonals. Okay, so I look for big numbers in the middle. So this 5 is interesting, and this 1 is interesting. So this 1, it's either that one or this one coming down would also intersect on that 5 down here. But this one's good because if this is 5, all of these are going to be blue except for 1. And that would mean that this one is blue for sure, and these 2 are blue for sure. And then we just have to decide which ones of these are going to be black. So these are blue, and these are blue. And we just have to decide which of this 1 is going to be blue. The rest of these are going to be black. Just like that. Okie dokie. So this 1, we're gonna move down here. So this 2, that could be a guess. So it could be this one and this one. It could be these 2. It could be these 2. We're gonna move on to the 3. This one and this one. There's 4. So 3 of these 4 have to be on. Have to be blue. But if these 2 are blue, this one would not be satisfied. This would be untrue. Because these 2, one of them has to be on, one of them has to be off. Has to be because of this 3. So that would mean these 2 are blue. Therefore that was that color. One of these is going to be blue. That'll take care of this, so these are going to be black. So let's move up here. And this 1, so we have 2 there. So this 1 here, we already have it, so these are going to be black. There's a freebie. Let's see what else we got. Alright, we're going to turn this one off because we got it. Excuse me. This one here, we already have, so these are going to be all black. So this 2 is satisfied, so that's good. This one's going to be blue, black. This will be a guess, and this would be a guess. So this one is off. This one here is 4. 1, 2, 3. And one of these 3 are going to be 4. But to make both of these a truthful statement, this one, they have to share that 4th one. So this one will be blue. These are black. And then we've got these 2 are black, and these 2 are black. Alright. Let's move on. Okay, so now we have this 2, or I'm sorry, this 5. So this one has to be on. These 2 will be off. These 2 will be black as well. This 2 is here. This 1 is here, so these 3 are black. This is already consecutive 3, so this one is that. Alright. We're still back here with the, now we have this 1. That's satisfied, so we can turn that guy off. This one here, this one we can turn off. This one here, this one's black. This one is off. This 1, this one's blue, and that'll take care of the 3 and the 1. Let's see. Okay. So this 1 here has to be this one that's turned on. This 1 here, this one's turned off, and that satisfies this guy right here. Turn that guy off. This 2 already has its 2, so these 2 are black. Right, so we're back to this thing where we had this thing where we had the 4. This is the similar thing that happened up here. So we have 1, so only one of these 4 can be on, and of course it's that shared 1 again. So this one has to be on, and the rest are going to be off. So here's your 1, these 2 are off. Here's your 1, these 2 are off. Here's your 2, so one of these 2 will be on because of this 2, and that would satisfy this 1 here. So this one has to be blue, or black, I'm sorry, this one has to be black. And then this 3 says that this one is blue. There's your 2 for this 2. This one is black. This is off. Going back to our idea over here where it shares, this is a little different. So now we have 2. Well, one of the 2 is going to be here, and the other 2 is going to be here for this 2. The rest of these are going to be black. That one, that one, that one, and that one. Alright, moving on. Okay, so this one, this 2, this one has to be blue. This has to be black. There's no help here because these 3 could be a 1. These 2 could be a 1. Alright, moving on. Okay, coming down this way. It says 4. We only have 5. And this 2 right here already has 1. So one of these is going to be blue. One of them is going to be black. That would leave 1 between the 2 here. 2, 3, 4. So this one of these 2 is going to be black and blue. So here's your 1. So this one's got to be black. And this one's going to be blue. Here's your 2. These 2 are going to be black. Here's your 1. These 3 are going to be black. Here's your 2. These 2 will be black. Here's your other 2. These 2 will be black. Here's your 1. This one will be black. This is complete. Coming down here, there's your 1. Here's your second one. That's going to be off. This one here, we already have our 2, so these 2 will be black. That turns off. This one here, one of these 2 will be blue. That means there's our second one, so this one has to be black. There's our freebie. We can do everything around the freebie. So this one has to be blue. According to that 2, this turns off. There's our 1. This one is black. Here's our 1 here. There's nothing down here, so this one has to be blue. That one turns off. Here's our 3. So we're going to turn on the 3. We've already got 2. We only need 1 more, and it looks like none of these are going to help us, but these 2, one of these 2 is going to be our third one to satisfy this 3. So everything else will be black. 1, 2, 3. Here's your freebie. And that means this 3, that will be on. These, okay, we're going to turn this off. These 2 will be black. There's our 1. It already has a 1, so these 3 will be black. This one is going to be black. Alright, let's see here. We got this one. This one we can turn that off. Okay, so let's look at the 5. We've procrastinated enough. 1, 2, and we have 4 spots to put 3 more blue. So if these are both blue, everything around it will be black. If these two are blue, these will be black, along with this one. Alright, sorry about that, I'm back. So while I was away, I saw this. So both of these cannot be blue. So either one of these is blue because of this one. So this one has to be black. One of these is going to be blue. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we already can see here, this one needs a blue. So it's either going to be here or here, and that would satisfy this too. So that means this has to be black, this has to be black. That one, this will be black. There's a freebie, these 2 will be black. There's your 1, there's your 5 in a row. This 2, this one has to be on. And we have 2 left. So one of these 2 is going to be on. And we have 2 left. So, nope. So this 1 is already here, so these have to be off. This one has to be on, blue. This one will be black. This one is already here, so this one will be black. This one has to be blue, and this one has to be, there's 0 left, so this one has to be black. Alright, moving right along. Going to the next puzzle. Okay, what's going on with this? Alright, so here's your 3. Now we know that it's 3 in a row. So now it's teaching us this lesson. Line numbers ignore the gaps. So these will be in a row. So if it says 3, and this is a 1, this one will be turned on, and it's going to ignore this gap. Line numbers ignore the gaps. The numbers in the boxes do not. So 1, 2, 3, this one will be black. Here we got 2, so that means this has to be black because they cannot be consecutive. So these 2 have to be black. Here's our freebie, and this one has to be turned on. Going over here, a little tricky, but there's 2 in this row that have a gap. So it's going to be this one and this one. This one will be off. So it ignores these gaps right here. This one is going to be here and here. But this one says, oh, let's turn this off. This one says there's going to be 2 in a row. There's only one option for 2 in a row, and it's right here and here. We have 3 left. So this is turned off. This is going to be black. That 0 does not ignore these spots. So that 0 is okay. That 2 is gone. This 2 is going to be consecutive. So it's going to be either this one or this one. It's not this one, and it's not this one. So this one is going to be black. So this one has to be blue. And of course, this one's not going to ignore this spot. Or, yeah, this one will not ignore that spot. So there is 0 around this. So this will be off. And then 3 in a row. 1, 2, 3. That'll get us our last one. Pretty simple for 7 hexes. Moving on to 4. Wow. Okay, so you can see here that it's going to ignore these gaps. And if it's 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, 3, both of these will be telling us that this is blue. So that's a little hint for us. The rest of it we can't figure out. Let's try this 3. I'm going to turn this one off. So this one says 3 in a row. So it's either going to be 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, 3, or something in between. But we know it doesn't reach out this far. So this one's going to be black, this one's going to be black, and this one's going to be black. So we're going to turn this one off for right now. What else we got? 2 in a row here. Doesn't reach, so we're not going to worry about that one. 2 in a row here. So, yeah, this will work. So it's either going to be 1, 2, or 1, 2. Either way, this one's going to be blue. So it could be these 2, could be these 2. I'm going to turn that one off. Let's see what we got here. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 3 of the 6 will be turned on. 4. We have plenty. We have 7 on that row. We have 8 in this row. 7 or 8 in that row. 3 in this row. 3 split apart. Not consecutive. 1 of these 3 are going to be on. 1 of these is going to be on. 1 of these 6. 3 of the, oh, here we go. So here's 3 of these 3. So 1, 2, 3, that's off. And now we have our 2 here. So this, let's start here. So this would be off, freebie, and then this 2 says these 2 are on. So now we have this one. We already have our 2 in a row. So this is off. This 1 is here, so that goes there, and then this goes there. And then this is in a row, so this one's going to be blue. These are going to be black. That one is off. Alright, so this one has to be blue. Alright, this one has to be blue. Let's see what we got here. This is 1, and it could be any of these. Turn that off. This 3, we're good. We already checked this 4. There's 6, we need 2 turned off there. This one's plenty. This 3. This 3. This 1. We're good there. We can't guess there. 2 coming down this way. We don't know. 2 coming. Okay, so this says it can't be consecutive, and in a line, it ignores this space. So this one has to be a black. And then that's a freebie, and it's inside the hex, so that means only the ones are directly around it. So this one's going to be a freebie black, and only around that one is going to be off, so that's okay. We turn this one off. 3 of these, 2 of these. Okay, similar to this. This one is going to be black because the line ignores the spaces. So this one's going to be black. This one has to be blue. And we can turn that off. This 3 here are consecutive, so it's either going to be 1, 2, 3 or 1, 2, 3. Regardless, this one is going to be off. And only one of these 2 can be on, which we're going to leave alone for right now. This one, we don't know. This one, we don't know. These 2 out of the 4 are going to be turned on. These 3 out of the 4. So this is a trick. If there are 3 with 2 minus signs on it, and there's 4 spots, it's always the end ones. So this one is on, and this one is on, and then these 2, one of them is going to be on. Otherwise, if these 2 are on, then it would be these 2 on and this one, or these 2 on and this one, and it would not be true that this would have a space. So the space has to be in the middle. Turn this off. Going around this way. So there's 2 already turned on, so all of these are going to be black. And coming up here, that's a freebie. Coming over here, that's on. This will be off. Let's see what we got back here. So that's nothing. This one. So this one is going to be one of these 2 and one of these 2, because it's split apart. These 3 we already discussed. If it's 3 with 4 squares, it's going to be the outside 2. Here's your 2. Only one of them is there. Here's 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 spots open. This one is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lots. This one is okay. So I think oh yeah, we already took care of this one. So it's either this one, and this one, or this one, this one, and this one. So that's off. This 5. One of these 5 have to be off. This 3. Oh, we have another 3. Okay, so that's good. So this one is on. This one is on. That turns off. This 2, we didn't hitch that one yet. So one of these 4 are going to be turned on, so we can leave that alone. We didn't really make any adjustments to this row. We have to have 1 black out of these to make this true. We didn't do that. I think we did one of these up here, this one. So this one is going to be not consecutive, so it cannot be this one and cannot be this one. So this one has to be on. This one is already on, so this one has to be black. This one has to be off for a freebie. There's nothing around it, so that's okay. Then our 2 has to be here. So this is off. And this one is off. Let's see, nothing here, nothing there. There's 3 in a row already. We can turn this one off. This one here, we already took care of that. This one here could be any 3. This one here has to have space, that's okay. This one is any 2. This one here is any 2. This 1, this 3, this 4, this 4, this 3, this 3. Yeah. This one's a little tricky. This 1. Oh, we got some more here we can turn off. So there's the 1. We can turn this one off, this one off, this one off, this one off. We'll go through and see our freebies, which they're already taken care of. This one turns off. We turned, let's see, this row here. So we turned this, 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 and this. Okay, so that's okay. Back here, let's start at the other end. Start over here. 5. So 1, 2, 3. Oh, there's our black that we needed in this row. So all of these are turned on. And that makes that go away. Let's see. Here's our 3 in this row. This one is black. That's a freebie, and that's a freebie. So that's off. That's not satisfied yet. That we need 2 of these 6 off. We need 2 of those. Okay, on. Okay, these 4 haven't changed. Then we have this 2, which that would be a guess. We have this 1, that would be a guess. This 2, that would be okay. That would be a guess as well. Turn that off. This 3, that would be a guess. This would be a guess. This would be a guess. This one would be black right here because it's already got 2. And that's a freebie, and that's an on. That's a blue. And I think now we have this one and this one. So these 2. So the rest of these are black, which helps us out greatly. This 2, we'll turn this off. This 2 right here. This 1, so these are off. Whoops, misclick. Those were misclicks. Sorry about that. Freebie, and this is a 1. So let's see. So this one here. Oh, hold on. Let's start with this one. We already have our 3, so this has to be black. This 2. So one of these has to be blue. And one of these has to be blue. So this is one of those sharing situations. So we already have our 1 here, so the second one has to be this shared one. And then these 2 will be off. There's our 3, so that's black, and that one's black. So that's off. So this has to be blue. That turns these 2 off. These 1s will be blue. This 2, that would be black. Coming back around here, we'll turn these off. This one's going to be blue. That'll be off. That'll be off. Let's come down this way now. 1, 2. This one will be black. These 2 will be blue. Off. 1, 2, 3. So this one has to be the 4th one. 1, 2, 3, 4. So these would have to be on. This one is going to be off. This one's going to be on. We have 5 left. This is going to be off. We already have our 3 in a row. This has to be black. This one we have here down on the bottom. These 2 are going to be black. Freebie. Turned on. Turned on. Does this work? Yep, that's 4. This one is 3. That one's already done. That one's already done. So this one is blue, or this one is blue. We're going to come back to that. 3. 1, 2, 3. So these two are black. These two have to be blue. This one's off. This 3. 1, 2, 3. This one has to be black. So this one has to be coming down this way. Oh, we already got it. And this one is black. So we had 2 mistakes because I rapidly clicked them. Alright, so I think we're going to stop here. We've been on for about 50 minutes. And we've got 2 more puzzles, so I'm not going to finish those last 2. We got, it looks like 17 of the 19 hexes. These 2 we didn't get because we had 2 mistakes. We're going to go back to the menu and we'll catch these on the next go around. Alright, thank you everybody for watching, and subscribe and like if you can, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.